Here's what happened today, folks.
Uh-oh.
This is an unprecedented event.
Uh-oh.
Greg Miller walking down the street, right? Saw not one, but two snakes. The snakes fighting each other. Greg decided to intervene. Both snakes said, "You stay out of this, human. You stay out of this, you tall human." And they both bit him right in the eye sockets. Greg's out. I'm your host, Nick Scarpino. Welcome back to the Kind of Funny podcast, everyone. I'm very excited to be back with this fine crew of people, kicking it off with the second best baby blues, looking sharp in this long sleeve shirt, Mr. Tim Geddes.
I'm trying something different. These long sleeve shirts. I'm liking it a lot. This one features the one and only Dark Magician.
Oh,
I was like, Andy, you got to do this.
I still don't know what that
is.
Means.
It backwards?
The Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, it's backwards. It's flipped.
Oh,
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Okay.
Remember
Of course.
Yu-Gi-Oh? The card game.
Oh no, I know. Oh, I know Yu-Gi-Oh.
The Egyptian card game, Nicholas.
You fucking fuck, Nick.
Of course,
Nick,
ladies
tell us
and
what you
gentlemen.
know about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh my God, Joey, what don't I know about Yu-Gi-Oh? The stuff
What
that
about
I know
the
about
theme
Yu-Gi-Oh could fit. Yu-Gi-Oh, gotta catch them.
Who didn't see that coming?
Hey, does Yu-Gi-Oh have anything
I
to do with
thought we might
frozen
get it
yogurt?
with that Digimon song that you made us listen to for 12
That's
hours
an
while
easy
you're
one.
opening cards.
Digimon, you gotta catch them. Of course, that voice you hear, if you're listening, podcast listeners, it's March. We're on the cusp of April, and it could be Christmas both months because Joey Noel is here. Joey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm liking this
Thanks
denim
for
shirt you
bringing
got
me
going
up
on.
off the bench.
It's good.
It's not denim.
It looks
but
kinda
it's this,
denim-y.
like acid wash.
It's a dress, actually.
Whoa, didn't expect that, Joe.
But I know,
Stepping it
right?
up.
But yeah, I know.
Nick's-
I got a matching skirt for some other thing. I've been shopping. We're going back into the real world, people. It's exciting.
That's okay. That's great because I've been wearing this crew neck for the last 5 podcasts in a row, and I swear to God, I wash it in between, and I just go, I want it to be
The
comfy.
Uniqlo one?
No, this one's actually from Marine Layer that I got a long time ago, and then I never went back because they started putting little tiny Marine Layer tags on them, and I'm like, nope, I don't like it. It
No
just
regular
spoils it for
size
me.
tags. Get the hell out.
I have a weird
Man, yeah.
aversion to seeing the brand of the thing on the thing. Is that weird? Unless it's like Nike. If it's Nike, I'm like, okay, I want people to know I bought a Nike sweatshirt because I'm cool. I'm hip.
I don't think that's weird, Nick. I feel like I'm usually the same. But when you said small brand or small tags, I thought you meant maybe something inside of the shirt because the small tags are usually the sharpest ones.
They're very
The
stiff.
small tag is the sharpest. And those are because when they're long and floppy, they aren't as coarse.
Yeah, they're like a
right?
dog's ears.
They could just kind of like, tickle your back in a very soft kind of way. And you go,
Just
ooh,
let
is
you
that a
know where
bug?
they're-
No, it's just,
Ooh.
but the sharp ones, every
It's
once in a while,
just
you
my
turn a
thing.
wrong angle, be careful. You could end up in the ER later on at night.
I'll tell you this, man. Why have we not moved away from tags as a culture? I think Hanes undershirts
Yeah, they did the print
started
on,
printing
right?
them.
And underwear. The underwear was a
Mhm.
game changer.
You know what I mean? Like that is a massive, massive, massive game changer. Underwear should not have tags. Nothing that delicate, nothing in my body that delicate should be near a sharp tag. But Andy, you're spot on. Of course, that voice you heard was the Hispanic heartthrob, Texas Street Latino Heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds with the Globe-Trotting headshot and nitro rifle from Twitch.tv, Mr. Andy Cortez.
Do you think it's an environmental thing?
Mm-mm.
Do you think that people are trying to go tagless because it maybe helps out with something? Maybe that material isn't as easily biodegradable. Because I noticed, like, since way back in the day, I buy a lot of shirts from Fan Gamer. I love Fan Gamer. They have really cool on-site designers that make cool designs for cool games that I like. And for the longest time, they have been doing the custom printed label on instead of a tag. They've
That's
like
cool.
every shirt, like if it's a Zelda shirt, it'll have like a cool Triforce with like the size and stuff like that. And I feel like they've been doing that for quite a while. And I don't know if many other brands have followed suit. I know Rooster Teeth at one point, Tim, I think was doing the printed on things.
I think they
Like,
still are.
I think
Are
that,
we
yeah.
moving
I think the world's transitioned, Andy. I
really
think
like
we're
a straw,
at
like
that
the
point.
straws?
Yeah. I think that the physical tags is definitely a sign of either a cheap shirt or a hyper luxurious shirt at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you know? How can
Oh.
you tell? What's the
What if you have no? Well, see, I got a tag that's sewn in here. Do you see this?
See that's the luxury that I'm
Mine's a
talking
Is
printed
that
about.
Oh.
luxury?
That's
Yeah.
fancy, Nick.
It's
But it's
nice,
like
though. It's very
stitched all the
smooth. Yeah, it's stitched all the way around. So if this tag wanted to get out of this shirt, it is not getting out of this shirt. There's no way it is escaping.
Legally
Speaking of
can't.
shirts, ladies and gentlemen, look at that segue, Tim. You think you're the only person with the good segues. You too can be like the Ace Man,
You don't know
Johnny Ace.
shit, Tim.
Head over to kindafunny.com/store to get the new Johnny Ace polo shirt. We got a lot of great shirts and a lot of great merch coming up for you guys. So make sure you check back in over at the store. And of course, if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kinda Funny podcast where each and every week 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around these microphones, each bringing some fun topics for your amusement. Shout out to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twinning, Gordon McGuire, James Davis at James Davis Makes, Bionicle Review 2022, Fargo Brady, and Pranksky. You are our amazing Patreon producers for this month. We love it very much. Of course, today's episode is brought to you by Uplift. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Tim, you should go long
Andy
sleeve a lot more. Oh, sorry, Andy.
So Patreon producers, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Can we make you all outbid each other to be the one that gets your name read in the Nick voice?
Yeah, Joey, put that on the list.
Now,
Put
some
that
of y'all
on the
might
list.
be very against it, so you don't want that, and I could totally understand
So,
why
okay.
you would be.
All
why
right,
you
so
might
here's the thing.
like let me donate more so I don't get it read in that voice.
So what we've got here, Andy, is what I like to call a perfect storm of monetary
Classic
escalation.
storm.
Okay.
Monetary escalation.
What you have
I
here
like
is you
this.
have people who will want the voice and they're willing to pay more for the voice. And then you'll have those rare few that think the voice is annoying. And I can't imagine there's that many of you out there.
Yeah,
Who
no
are
way.
willing to pay even more than those other people so that their name is not said in that voice. We're gonna make so much
Wait,
money
Nick,
from this.
quadruple
You
the price.
you
of the
forgot
empire.
about the group
I don't think
that like this is the final straw they needed to just stop.
I'm just confused about the
Yeah.
logic.
Huge.
What's the
So
What-
you
what-
want
what's
people
confusing?
to bid
Oh, Joey,
more money.
there isn't any.
Yeah,
the Nick
Joey.
voice. Okay.
Let's say James Davis Mix says, "I want my voice to be that."
Yeah, I want the
I'm
Nick
putting
voice.
down
I want the Paul Dano
$8,000 a month,
Mhm.
$12,000 a month, right? If
Okay.
we're being conservative with it, and then somebody else goes, "I don't want it."
Yeah.
13. You see how that works, Joe?
Mhm.
Mm.
Bidding
Well, see,
more, Joey. It's called
I
Classic.
bidding
say
more.
we should treat our Patreon more like they treat like high-end electronics or like cars.
Sure.
Where you look at a car, right? And you look at the price and it's like starting at whatever 25K.
But there's
And
upgrades.
you're
know it's
just
gonna be
like,
way more.
It ain't gonna be that. And then you start
Yeah.
looking in and it's like, cool, bare minimum you're leaving with at 30K. But it's like, but if you're really trying to get it, you're looking at higher.
Yeah.
I say we do that exact same thing where it's like, cool, you could be a Patreon producer, but you need to pay more. And it could be even the same amount more to either request to have Nick do the read that way or to not do the read that way.
Yeah, that's
Because
fair.
that's what everybody wants. Nobody's
Mm.
being a Patreon producer that doesn't have a choice either way, where they either want it or don't, you know? So
Yeah.
we got to get that upsell from the 25K to the 30K for this car metaphor to keep going.
I love this hustling we're doing right now. This hustling session.
I love that you started off with we got to treat our Patreon supporters like high-end electronics instead of what we treat them like now, which is basically people who aren't funding our entire lives. We treat them mostly like, I don't know, Kev, what's a good analog? Just like
I think it's a safe place to just back off and walk away.
Yeah.
Right here, you
I
know?
just feel like every
Just
single
walk it
time I
back.
talk about our
Yeah.
Patreon producers, it's just to
They end up
disparage them,
leaving.
and I don't know why
Here's the thing.
we
Can
do
we
it.
I'm sorry I
all
brought it
agree-
up.
Here's
I'll
the
just
thing.
add it to the list, you know?
Can we just all agree we hate that voice and Nick should start doing it?
No, everyone
Please?
loves it first off, and the
Please?
people that don't
I
love it, you
hate
better
it.
fucking pay more.
Tim, you barely have to be on content with him, and he does it all the time.
That's so true,
All
Tim.
the time.
Yeah. You know?
I
3
love it.
hours of him randomly being like, "I'm Kyle," and it's like, all right, cool. He'll just hear a word and be like, "Oh, I need to make a funny. I don't have a joke. I'll just do the
What's
voice."
the last word I heard?
So like Mike just slapped
And
me and
it's-
said, "I like the voice." So there you
Yeah,
go.
but like Mike likes a lot of things he shouldn't, and he needs to grow up. You know.
So I want to tell you a little story about Mike before we keep going. Mike the other day was talking about how he had never. Mark Ellis tweeted out, just a picture from a supermarket of all these boxes of cereal, and he's like, "Which 2 boxes of cereal you got?" Right, the first 2 answer, whoever's right, I'll let you know. And of course, I'm like, "Oh, I gotta pick my 2 bangers, which is CT Crunch and or Fruit Loops." But of course, the goat is Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. And Mike goes, "What the heck?" He looked down, he goes, "What the hell's a Golden Graham?" I was like, "Mike, you've never had Golden Grams?" So I take it upon myself as the good friend and boss that I am because I want to share new experiences with everyone. That's what I'm all about, right? I've got a wealth of experience for the 42 years I've been on this planet. Everyone always thinks, Nick, you're the one that knows everything all the time. So like, tell us, like, really shed some light on this. So I go, I'm gonna surprise Mike with a box of Golden Grams. The box gets there, I hear nothing, Andy, nothing. A day goes by, a second day goes by. Finally, by the third day, I was like, Mike, did you get that box of Golden Grams that I sent you? And he goes, that was you?
Oh God.
He had no idea. He had no idea, but he was going to eat a box of Golden Grams that he has no idea who sent him that. He was just going to get it. He was going to slap him.
But all right, so wouldn't he know it has to be you because of based on the context of conversation?
Yeah, but Mike, again, that was like, you know
It was
how
like
our
a week
life goes,
apart. It
guys.
was a week apart.
If it was yesterday, it might as well have been a month ago. We don't know what the hell happens. I played Returnal for, what was it, 17 hours this morning, Andy? How long did we play that for?
You played for about maybe an hour and 48.
It seemed longer. Now, Mike is here with us, and I don't know if Mike's busy right now, but Mike,
Yeah,
I'd
I
like
think he's
you
getting a
to
haircut.
Is he getting a haircut right now? Mike, if you're at the barber and you can talk, give us the 30-second Golden Gram review. What did you think of these bad boys? He
Put him in a
talk.
real
He
bad
can't
spot,
talk right
Nick.
now.
You always
Yeah.
do this. You gotta
I
learn,
would
man.
love to tell you about Golden Grams, okay? Whoa! I thought Golden Grams were for old people. Turns out they're for everybody, okay, Joey? The aroma is as if I took a whole pack of graham
I've had a
crackers,
Golden
stomped
Graham.
on them, and then poured them into a bag. Then you open them up, Andy, in the visuals, you go, oh my gosh, is this CT Crunch? No, it's not, because it doesn't have that delicious cinnamon all over it. But then, Nick, when I put it into my mouth, ooh, that honey just smacks my tongue so good. And it turns out they're bomb cereal, y'all. That's my 30-second review.
CT Crunch,
Golden
more like
Graham.
honey crunchier, because these motherfuckers are so crunchy, dude. They got a good crisp to them.
You want to talk about something that you're putting in your body that might be sharp, Andy? The Golden Grams are. You know you're going to get some lacerations in your mouth, but it's worth.
I got some questions.
I just want to imagine the hair cutting lady being like, "Sir, stop fucking moving."
Because you know Mike can't give a review like that and keep his head dead set.
No.
He's got to be like,
His hands are—they're going, man.
Very
Yeah.
animated.
No, I got some questions. Golden Grams are something that I have had before. I've dabbled, but I've never had the luxury of. I don't think I've ever had a whole box. You know,
Looks
what I
like
mean? My
another
family
box is
never
getting
had the box.
delivered, Nick.
Yeah. But I wonder, is the Golden Grams part of the Teddy Graham experience? Like, is Teddy
Totally
Grams
different.
just the like whole, hey, we're just gonna make this even
Pissing
more
cousins.
candy?
Not that I know of. Because I was never a huge Teddy Graham fan. I think they're two different schools of thought. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
what
Teddy
it was.
Grams are cookies.
Yeah, they're cookies. They're like little
Yeah, the
crackers,
chocolate
right?
ones.
No, I
Yeah,
know.
you get the
Teddy Grahams are
cinnamon,
so good. The
You
cinnamon
get
red
chocolate.
bag.
You get vanilla, or not vanilla, just I don't know what the regular
they're
plain old
plain.
flavor is. But yeah, if you could like, that is one of the few. I'll say it right now. I'll fucking
These two.
call the presses. I think Teddy Grahams with those three flavors are the most consistently good flavors of like any sort of product that's edible. You talk like you get like three flavors of chips or whatever. Usually one of them is going to be like, I'm not
Dog
a big
shit.
fan of that one.
Chili
Or like,
lime. You're like, get out of here with the
yeah,
chili lime.
well, no, chili limes, chill the fuck out. But like, you know what I mean? Like honey mustard. I don't know what the fuck chips are. But you get like a weird flavor in a
Jalapeno.
3-pack. One of them is going to be like, that's going to be left over for sure. With Teddy Grahams, it doesn't matter what's left over last. You're going to dig it because they're all so consistently good.
Wait, why do I always think what are the three flavors again? Because I only ever think of Teddy Grahams as being like a graham cracker style cookie.
There's cinnamon, there's chocolate, and there's the regular like just graham or whatever.
It's honey
Alvin,
flavored.
Simon, and Theodore.
Honey. Yeah.
Wow.
Honey. Oh gosh, it's so good, dude. And that's what I'm saying. Like you would think honey's like, that's the plain one. That's not cinnamon or chocolate. That's probably sucks. No, it does
it's
not
really
suck.
good.
They're
No,
all
honey sounds
incredibly good. You keep talking. I'm gonna look through the rest of the products.
Please look through the rest of the products, Andy. While you do that, of course, I want everyone to understand that if you are a Patreon supporter, you can go over to patreon.com/kindafunny, back us at a few different levels, and you get all sorts of cool perks. You get access to our post show, which we're going to do after this. You get ad-free content, and you also get to write in, just like Melissa did. Madeline, not Melissa. Madeline, Mad Exposure wrote in and said, if you had a person in your employ. Now, I picked this question, Joey. I know what you're wondering. Like, did you pick this question because she wrote the word employ? Yes, I did. That could only do one very specific task and nothing else. What would you have them do? Example, my person would fill up my gas tank when it's empty because I hate going to the gas station. Or this person would replace all of the batteries and put them on my charger for my computer, for my controllers.
So this is a personal thing. Like
So
I get a
Joey,
one-task personal assistant.
Joey, close your eyes.
Close your brain.
They're
Close your
closed.
brain.
I don't know.
Everyone close your eyes. Joey, kind of funny's hit it big, right? We finally hit a place where we can throw Greg Miller to the curb and we're all hitting it and we're just getting going, right? Millions of dollars are coming through. Joey is promoted senior vice president of fucking keeping it real / also has to still deal with Patreon. We get you an assistant, but the assistant can only do one thing for you.
One work thing or one personal thing? Or do I get two assistants?
You know what? You get one personal thing, one work thing. We'll expand this question.
It feels
What's it
real
gonna
good to
be?
close your eyes for a bit, huh?
I know, right? Don't fall asleep, Andy. You'll fall over like a cow.
One
Cows
work
are being
thing
pushed,
and
Nick.
one
Don't think you'll fall over
personal
sometimes.
thing. The personal thing is easy.
Yeah,
I want
Starbucks.
somebody to deal with the bane of my existence of work from home, which is dealing with breaking
Kevin.
down boxes.
Joey,
Wow.
I offered to
Amazon.
help with that.
Yeah, I know. So I have Kevin, so apparently I don't need this. But it's just so annoying. I have a whole pile of boxes over there that I need
That's
to
really
break
good,
down
Joe.
that I just keep throwing over there because I just can't deal with it right now.
Oh my god.
I'm tired of the boxes. I'm excited to
Mhm.
get back to the studio because then the
Then
boxes
I'll
become
have
the
to break the
studio
boxes
issue.
out.
Yes, but also I feel like we'll have some sort of better trash system. I feel like at the studio.
Well, we're gonna have smaller dumpsters for the studio. So unfortunately,
Oh,
Cool Greg
just
won't have to
exciting.
spend.
Everybody's
every
gonna use
night-
my trash can anyway, so
Yeah, well, it depends on where you're at, Andy. That's the thing too. Is we have to do the desk layout still. We don't know where you're gonna be at, so we have to figure out
He's gonna
where.
be right next
we
to
have
the trash cans.
Figure out
Nobody
where
is.
to. Yeah, we have to put Andy right where everyone walks, so they can all throw stuff out on the way to the kitchen.
That will be interesting.
Joey, it's funny because I feel like we're going to go around and each one of us is going to say a thing we don't like doing that the other person really likes doing. And we're going to learn something about ourselves right now because I love breaking boxes down. And I think Kevin does too.
Nick,
No, I
please
hate it.
don't.
I don't love it, but
I
I'll do it.
fucking love it. I like to make a little stack of them. I like to put them all together. I smush them like an accordion.
maybe I do
and then I
like
like
it.
to take them out. You love breaking boxes down.
Kevin gets to whip out his knife. He likes doing that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
God,
true.
oh,
That's
God, he
true.
loves whipping out his fucking knife.
I got a second box cutter for the garage, so like I have one within reach. You know.
Kevin's got box cutters like you hang a bottle opener off a refrigerator. He's got box cutters hanging off everything.
Different colors, different
So-
sizes, just depending on the mood, which one you want to use, you know?
That's your personal thing. What do you want your work thing to be?
My work thing. Oh, my work thing is easy. It's the bane of my existence. I feel like I bring this up every
A
year
lot of Bane.
in my
Yeah.
review.
Can you
Which
have
is-
more than one Bane?
Yeah,
you
I can
say
have
it like
multiple.
Bane?
I have
Fire
two
Rises?
separate things. I never want to take anything to the post office ever again in my entire life.
Yeah.
I
I don't
hate
wanna
going
pick
into the
anything
post
up to
office.
I needed Joey to take something to the post office recently. I felt so
Why
bad.
did
It was
Joey
such
need to do it? I don't understand.
because it was such a like the day turned into a thing where this person couldn't do it, this person couldn't do it. We needed someone to do it, and I was like, I know where she lives. I know that like the access points.
And not to mention, this was a thing that Tim had said weeks earlier. Like, there's a thing that needs to go to the post office, and I'm gonna do it because I know that you hate going to the post office. And then fucking
Yeah.
baited me into going to the post office.
you
Joey,
know,
you should've
give
said
take back the Tim Getty special.
Yeah.
I guess. I hope I'm not like that. I think that was the one time I've done that. But I am sorry, Joe. I am sorry.
Yeah, you did let me buy lunch on the company, and I had a really
did.
great lunch at Original Joe's.
Yes. Yes.
There you go. There you
I
go.
don't think mine would be. Can it be not work related?
Yeah, it can be whatever you
Just
want.
personal
Get
listen,
one of each.
the thing is, we are super respectful of everyone's time here, and obviously we don't make them do things that are outside of the scope of work here. Much to my chagrin, because do you know how many cool adventures me, Snow Mike, and Kevin would go on if Tim would let me actually just qualify everything as a work trip? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Las Vegas
You
work
just
trip,
say
Snow
things,
Mike.
man.
You know,
Like, when
but
do you
Andy,
stop listening, Nick?
what?
Oh, I was just saying.
Good
All
one.
right, right
That
away.
was
that's
good.
I'm
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
killing it today.
Yeah,
Andy,
that's
what's your
funny,
thing?
that's
What's
funny.
it can be whatever you want it to be, Andy. What's your thing? What's your thing?
Honestly, I think the one that I would choose, because Joey's, that's a good one with the boxes. That's a damn good one. But I think I would have to go with somebody who just preps meals for me.
Like
Like-
meal prep guy. Mhm.
Here's a bunch of salads.
Prep guy.
You bring the salad to me. and sometimes maybe it's like some grilled chicken and some veggies and stuff like that. Like if the food was presented in front of me, I would have a much less of a problem eating it, you know? Like I don't think it's the healthiness or the taste factor that drives me away from it. It's the prep. I don't want to
Yeah.
prep.
Convenience.
Yeah.
It's the prep, Joe. It's just it becomes a whole thing, and like making a little salad, like fucking cutting the tomatoes and the fucking cucumber and fucking leftover cucumber. Is this too much for the salad? Should I put it on a plate, put some lemon juice on it? It becomes a whole thing, you know. Oh my
Too
god,
much
cucumbers and
cube,
lemon
not
juice
enough
stuff.
cumber.
Exactly, and then put a little tahini on it. Oh baby.
What is that?
Oh,
Okay,
baby.
I like
what
that you
is
just keep tahini on your desk.
Yeah, tahini, and sometimes you get the twang chili lemon salt.
See, but here's the thing, Andy. Like, how long do you think this person would meal prep? Realistically, real talk. If you had a meal prep person who was like, I'm just gonna make you nice salads and chicken and all the stuff you want, how long until you started texting that person? What if I just had Fritos tonight? What if you just made me
No,
some sort of flaming hot Cheeto meal?
no, because I think if I'm being monitored, like I had
They're
asked,
monitoring you now.
like I had asked you all
So they're your boss now.
to monitor me and my salad
Yeah, how'd that
intake,
go?
and I haven't been asked by anybody. So thanks for watching out for me.
I put a salad related thing in Slack the other day and you
It's not
didn't
the same,
respond.
Joey.
Well, what? I don't look at Slack, Joe.
Mike asked me today. Didn't Mike
That would
ask
be
you
Andy's
yesterday?
work assistant, would just to be check Slack for Andy.
Yeah. No, Mike asked me yesterday, Kevin, because I brought it up before the show started. But since y'all haven't asked, in the last 2 weeks since the last podcast that I asked, I've eaten 10 salads. Thank you, everybody.
10
Ooh,
salads
look
in
at
2
you.
weeks.
10.
10
Wow.
salads too. That's
Had
almost
one a little while
day.
ago.
That's incredible.
And what I did the other day, again, with the leftover cucumber, you slice those up, Nick, put them on a plate, bunch of lemon juice, get a little bit of salt, maybe some chili lemon powder, like the tahini or whatever. Oh, it is a delight. And I was in Discord call letting Snowbike Mike and our friend Washburn know about this, and they were like, that sounds gross as hell. It is delicious. Like, that is one of my favorite snacks. Just slice up cucumber with a fuckload of lemon juice and some salt. So good, dude.
that sounds very healthy for you, Andy.
It's very
I'm impressed
fresh.
by that. I'm
And then I
impressed
eat
by
the
that.
rind. I eat the lemon rind too.
Oh God!
You might have lost
That's
me
where
on
you
that
went too
one.
Yeah, you
far.
lost me
Yeah,
on
that's
that
where you
one.
went too
Well, I'm
far.
not saying that you all should do it. I'm not suggesting. I'm just saying, like,
Mhm.
I don't leave anything left. There's no man left behind for me.
Maybe
The
there
whole
should be.
lemon is gone.
I struggle with this question because part of me is like, obviously Andy and Joey doing stuff for productivity, and that's great. Andy's doing something. He has someone there for his health. But my first thought, Tim, of course, is can this be the Starbucks guy? Can this be the guy that just gets me Starbucks? Doesn't
That's
want
great.
anything else from my
Stands
life.
in line.
Just sits there and goes, Nick, would you like some more Starbucks? And I go, you know what? I do. I kind of do. And then that person just goes and gets me Starbucks. And then occasionally, without asking, because like we're talking superstar status, this person, they just come out with a 2-liter Coke Zero also. And she's like, because you might want to alternate. Andy's
So-
kind of funny.
I think the problem with this, Nick, is that we're employing two very similar people with similar jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think mine benefits me, and I don't know if yours would necessarily benefit your health a whole lot because it would be enabling you in a way where you drink enough coffee, and I feel like your intake would only double or triple at that rate. If somebody were to like, hey, at the drop of a hat, I got coffee for you, I can go get it, because the only thing stopping you from drinking more coffee is the act of it.
Yeah.
Is going to go do it, you know?
Yeah. Well, that and my hand has started to shake. Like my hands have started to physically shake after. And I've gotten to the point where as of 2 weeks ago, I think, it started to upset my stomach. Where I'm like, maybe this is the time where I should stop drinking. You have that last venti ice and you're like, 3 is kind of a lot. And then it hits your stomach and your stomach just turns. Well, I sip it, Joey. I sip it all day. You know.
Okay, be honest with me. I drink a lot of water.
Mhm,
But when I drink coffee, my pee still, I have that coffee sort of
smells
smell.
like pee. Yeah.
Wait,
No, it smells like coffee. I'm sorry. Pee
Smells like
smells like
coffee.
coffee.
Yeah.
Pee smells like coffee. Yeah.
is that
Everything
a
smells
normal
like coffee.
thing? Because somebody when I mentioned that, someone in the Twitch chat was like, if your pee smells like that, you should seek a doctor.
No.
I'm
it's
like,
just because
chill out. Okay,
You're
I drink
fine.
a lot of water. Okay, I'm constantly refilling this goddamn Brita.
Bro,
Watch your
like,
mouth.
you can eat a lot of asparagus and your pee will smell like asparagus. You don't need to go see a doctor because of that. It's just back off the asparagus a little bit.
Or keep going.
I like the smell of my pee after McDonald's. I know it's
Jesus
weird, but I'm gonna say it.
What?
I'm gonna say it.
Oh,
That's
clip
really
that out.
weird.
Send that to
Yeah,
Greg.
he
That's
doesn't
what he's
mean
missing
it.
today.
He was
This is-
joking, guys.
Holy
I
shit.
mean
Every
it with
time I
every
think I
ounce of
hit a
my being.
level where I know too much about you guys, then somebody drops information like that, and I'm
Mhm.
like,
Smells good.
What is it? Does it smell like a McFlurry? What does it smell like?
No, it kind of just smells like that salt smell of the fries. You know what I'm
God,
talking
it's
about?
so
You know
like
the
the
fries, the
idea
French fry
of
smell?
Tim peeing and going, and a little smile just fills his face.
No,
Let
Mike,
me
I
ask you
know
a
what
question.
you
Do
meant
you
by
guys
that,
like the
Slack.
smell of French fries?
I do love the smell of French fries.
not
All right.
anymore, maybe.
Mhm.
I
I
don't
just want to throw this
know.
out there. So Mike's still listening. At his haircut says you can't say that. You can't say what Tim just said. I
I'm
love
just
it. Though.
dropping facts, being real.
You are
Gotta
dropping
be
a lot
honest
of
with
facts.
myself. Y'all are gonna act like there's some bodily things that happen from you. I'm not gonna get specific. I'm gonna say whatever.
Oh, you can
comes
do
to your
whatever you
mind.
want. There's a lot of
That
things I
you
wanna
guys
say
are
right
like,
now.
hey, that kind of smells good. You know
Oh,
what? Smells
come
good might
on.
be too much, but like there's I
You
like the
enjoy
smell.
it. You enjoy
I
it.
enjoy it. I enjoy
Listen,
it.
Tim, if we're in the tree of trust right now, I will say this. It's theoretically possible. I'm not saying I've experienced this myself.
I
I'm
don't-
saying
I
just
listen.
Andy, in a theoretical land, it's possible that you drink so much coffee that your poop smells like coffee.
No.
That's a possibility.
No.
I'm just saying in a theoretical world, Kevin, where you drink 3 to 4
I
venti
don't
ice
think-
a day,
I
it
don't
smells
think-
like that.
I don't think your poo smells like coffee. I think you want it to smell like coffee.
I mean, it definitely still smells like other stuff.
Okay, so
But there is
Poo.
a coffee.
Just say poo. Just say if it
I
smells
am
like
never
poo.
filling in for Greg on a podcast ever again.
So Venti's the biggest one, right?
No, Trent is
No.
the biggest one.
Trenta is the biggest.
Oh, okay.
But people don't get
do
the
they,
Trenta
Do they
often
even
'cause they
have
don't know it
Trenta on the
exists.
app?
Yes, I
Yeah,
think
they
they
do.
do.
Oh, on Uber
They
Eats they may
definitely
not.
do. Oh, they
Yeah.
definitely do.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
because I got a
It's only
venti.
for ice. Only for ice drinks, though, Andy. That's
Oh, okay. Because I got a venti.
Yeah, they don't
Warm,
do much
hot
for that
coffee
one.
this morning. So you're telling me, Nick, you drink 3 of these
Yeah, iced coffee.
in one day?
Yeah, but you drink lattes. That's different.
Oh, okay.
So like you're drinking like I drink just
'Cause
black
the milk
iced
is so
coffee.
heavy, yeah.
Yeah, the milk and the lattes that'd be a lot of sugar, and there's no sugar in it. It's really just like
be a latte.
I don't even know
Well-
how many calories are in the black coffee. It's like 4 maybe. That was great.
Tim, I'm not going to give you that one. I'm sorry.
what am I fucking here for, guys? I can smell my McDonald's piss and I make fucking puns, okay?
Tim, I usually do give them to you, but that
I
one, I
know.
was like, that
That was
one.
a tough one.
But it was quick though. You know, I feel
I
like
like-
it deserves
it was
props
so
just
fast.
for the speed. And I got Kev. That's all I need for
Yeah,
you.
that's fine.
And that was
Yeah.
genuine.
Who's your ally? here?
I only want you to give me it when you really
What,
want to
Andy?
Yeah.
What's wrong
because
with
it makes
me,
me
Andy?
feel good.
Okay, so but the thing I'm saying though, Nick, is like I'm not talking about the milk or the sugar content. I just
Mhm.
mean like the caffeine and the amount of whatever shots are in
Yeah.
here.
You
Because I
gotta
got an
look up
extra
to it.
one this morning, so there was like
Mhm.
3 of the espresso shots. I was gonna say progressive shots. Progressive
Progressive.
insurance. So there was 3 espresso shots in this. I got an
Mhm.
extra one to go from 2 to 3.
Espresso.
So you get espresso, no X.
No X.
No.
Wheelbarrow,
Just-
not a barrel.
With that. I'll never
With an
remember
L.
that one. Andy.
So you
That's a
drink
tough one.
3 venti drinks a day.
Yeah.
In a time span from what to what?
I mean, I'm getting my first one in me around 10 o'clock, probably, if I'm going to Starbucks. If not, I just got a pot. I got, a pot of iced coffee that I'll make the night prior, and I'll drink like half that throughout the day, all day, up until about midnight, probably.
AM to PM. Extremely
So
young.
maybe a 18-hour period when I'm awake.
Wait,
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're fine drinking coffee at night? I thought that used to be an issue you had.
It's not that big of an issue, but the question remains, Kevin. How would I know it was an issue if I didn't stop at a certain point and see how it didn't affect me?
Isn't
Does
that
that
how
make
like
sense?
alcoholics talk about drinking alcohol?
is.
Like, like if you
Yeah,
just
it
keep
is.
drinking, that
There
sort
are
of
more.
thing?
There are moments where, like, if I'm playing a game late at night, or if I'm hanging out or whatever, and it's like midnight, and I don't want to drink water, I'll be like, I would go for a cup of coffee right now. And it sounds weird, but it tastes so good at midnight, and it keeps you going like till 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock, 2:30.
Again, there's no better feeling than when I'm up late gaming with y'all, and then Mike says, I'm drinking iced chai tea, and it's 12:48 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck yes, dude. Somebody else is down to fucking rock with me. Tim, what would you hire, and what would they do?
I mean, it's a twist on Nick's, but it's all about the hydration nation.
Yeah.
I'm all about
Yeah.
I want drinks, and I want them cold, and I want them frequently, and I just want them dealt with. And so obviously LaCroix is my drink of choice.
LaCroix, huh?
Oh yeah, never
Great.
stopping. Now the problem with them though is that I have multiple scenarios that bother me. You have to go to the store to get the LaCroix because
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
tough.
just order it online
Yeah.
because it's too expensive for shipping and all this bullshit, right?
Mm.
Or at least they limit you and try to hold you fucking down. They're like, you're trying to buy 20 boxes of LaCroix right now? No, sir, you can't do that. I'm like, well, fine, I'm gonna go to my local Safeway then. But the problem is then having to unload the car, having to load the car, having to deal with the judgment of the Safeway people, having to load the car, having to unload the car, having to bring it upstairs,
Don't feel judged, Tim.
downstairs.
To them, you're loading up a car for a business.
Yeah.
Here's the
You're
thing,
running a
Andy.
mini market.
We're at the
right
point
in the
now-
sunset.
We're at the point where it's like, do I care about being judged? No. But have I heard every variation of joke possible from them? Yes.
Mm.
It's like at some point, I'm like, you know who we are. And I don't know why I'm saying this as if I ever do this. It's 100% Gia that does this. I do the transferring part. We have a whole system. I'll pull up in the Prius C. I drop her off. She runs in. She loads the fucking car like it's the Toys R Us shopping spree. And I fucking pull up.
She's
after,
on
throw 'em in.
supermarket sweep.
Yeah, never even fucking pull in. She's like, go, go, go. And then we get home. But then the whole process starts of having to unload. So, you know what I mean? I got it down to the point that I can hold 12 packs at once going in. G is always really impressed with that. And I'm always like, yeah, big, strong man, Tim Geddes. Only time anyone's ever complimented me on my strength. But then I'll get it inside. And then the worst part starts. You have to open every fucking box, put them all in the fridge, put them all in the mini fridge, get it all set, put those boxes down. So it's combining Joey and Nick's if I really think about it. I need a box / hydrator, right?
Oh,
But then I
okay.
just need them to figure out how to get them cold all the time so I can just have them. And I don't want to worry about anything that I just said to you guys. Okay. It's that type of minutia that really gets me. Now, if I can add in some type of Starbucks trip, the Safeway that I get LaCroix at does have a Starbucks. So if that can count, because it's one trip, I'm going to add that on because that would be nice. Not that I always need that. I feel like I'm something about Nick that he let out of his whole story there is that I know that he, just as much as I, enjoy the process of going to Starbucks, the ritual of it all. So it's like I don't want to lose that, but I do want the option.
It's not about the destination.
No.
about the
I
journey.
mean, Tim, in this world where we have the Starbucks guy, if you're like, hey, I want to go to the Starbucks, I just don't want to drive and I don't want to look for parking, I don't want to do anything. I want you to literally carry me to the car, put me in the driver's seat, put a little blanket on my legs because they get cold sometime, and then drive me over to the West Portal Starbucks, look for parking, carry me over to the Starbucks, let me order so I feel like an adult man, and then you get the Starbucks for me, and then we can chit chat a little bit, and then I go home. Andy from KindaFunny.
New podcast, Nick and Tim. It's about the journey, not the caffeination.
Wow.
Destination,
Dude,
caffeination.
that's amazing. That sounds like if me and Nick had a joint like biography, it'd be that.
So what is
and then
what
like
does the
a Nick
podcast
and
do?
Tim story sort of thing. Like
Yes.
Is it do we just record this podcast when to and from Starbucks? Is that it?
Yeah, get in the car, that's it.
I don't know if we can record those conversations.
YouTubers in cars getting coffee.
Classic.
I wish I could. I'm teasing,
Wait,
I'm
Tim,
joking, right?
Tim,
You know what sucks, Nick, is that you and I don't have a Starbucks. This is the first time in like 15 fucking years
Yeah.
that you and I don't have a Starbucks,
Starbucks
that
we
we
can
that we
walk to.
consider our own, you know?
Yeah. Wait, you're
Kinda
talking
makes me
about
sad.
at the office?
Yeah, we had the IGN one, then we at the old studio, and
Well,
then
we got let's first off, let's call this what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break to tell you about our sponsors.
Shout out to Uplift for sponsoring this episode. I've been using my Uplift desk for well over a year now. I love the thing so much I decided to write a rap song for them. The build quality is real good. It's made of real high quality wood. They didn't ask for it, I just did it anyway. Getting my Uplift desk immediately improved my mood. Whenever I'm on shows, I'm standing up, I'm feeling a lot more energetic. And also I kind of feel like I was just maybe creating some bad habits sitting down at a desk all day. I would move my legs up, I'd sit underneath my legs on my chair, and eventually all that stuff just created really bad back pain for me. Choose from laminate, whiteboard, bamboo, solid wood, butcher block, or even custom solid wood or laminate unlimited options. Uplift Desk won New York Times Wirecutter's Best Standing Desk from 2019 to 2022. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to give them an award as well. Best standing desk that I use in my bedroom from when they sent it to me until now. Uplift Desk have a 15-year warranty. They ship the same day you order with free shipping and free return shipping. So if you've been feeling the effects of sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, maybe you want some more energy in your life, maybe you want to do squats in the middle of a Zoom call or something, uplift your life. Go to kindafunny.com/uplift.
Let's call this what it is, Tim. We used to walk to the Starbucks at IGN because I like smoking cigarettes and both of us didn't really like working that hard. So we'd go there 2-3 times a day, but it was also walkable. Then we get, when we had the old apartment, when it was Colin and Greg's old apartment, that Starbucks was barely walkable. That was just like 2 blocks too far, remember? And then you'd get there, and for whatever reason, the Starbucks, this is the Starbucks that was on 19th and Irving, it was just always kind of hot, and there was always 1 or 2 too many flies in that place, if I'm being 100% honest. So it wasn't the best, and it wasn't very fun. You know what I mean, Andy? Like, you ever walk into those places where you're like, this door's been open too many times. There's too many flies here. And because the door opens so much, Kevin, they don't use the air conditioning in here. It's just a waste. And I don't like
upsetting.
it. It's contrast that to, like, say, the incredible Starbucks in downtown Austin, Texas, underneath the W Hotel, where you go there and it's like a flagship Starbucks. And you walk in and the things go, you know, like the air just blows down on you, Andy.
Because it's hot as shit there.
It's hot as shit, but also because the flies, when they try to break through the barrier, they just shoves them right down. It just shoves them down to the ground. So my point is, even at the old studio, Tim, on Ocean, that Target Starbucks was just a little too far. So we ended up driving 9 out of 10 times. So what I'm saying to you now is the drive-through Starbucks near the Serramonte Mall is probably going to be our Starbucks because
we're about to get real familiar. Yeah.
There's also that other one over by the Panera across the street from the mall. Might be a better option.
I'm also going to say, though, there's a couple donut shops within walking distance of the new studio that I have been scoping out. So because sometimes I like to go to donut shops, I like to get a plain donut and a cup of coffee, like a hot cup of coffee, and pretend like I'm a detective working on like a case.
What's the case about? What's like a murder?
A case of beer.
You got fucked, Andy.
You got so fucked. You suck.
I don't think he planned that. I think he just said it. This wasn't a D's nuts joke.
I hate beer. I hate beer. Oh my god.
That's just where his brain went. It was word. It was word association.
Very much word association.
That's all it was.
The best kind of. I have 2 comedy shows in a row. One tonight, one tomorrow night, and that's the best I'm going to give these.
That's how you're prepping. That's how you're practicing.
God, it's going to be the worst. Oh god.
Tim, do you want to? Can we do the topic that we've been wanting to fucking do?
Do you want to do it now? I feel like I kind of want Greg to be here for that one.
Come on. Oh wait, actually, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you should wait because last time I filled in for somebody on a topic, it was your top 10 Marvel movies, and you guys had to create a whole show to redo that one. So just wait for Greg.
The only reason why I wanted Joey to be, I still want Joey to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I am popping.
Okay.
Yeah, I just also want. We'll need all hands on deck. I'll give you the pitch now.
Okay.
Or you know what, Eddie, you can give the pitch.
Why don't we'll workshop the topic, and then when Greg gets back, it'll be perfect for him. How's that sound?
I don't know about that, but maybe we should just wait.
Yeah, maybe we should just wait.
Okay. I want to know. What
Does it require advance? Like, is it something we have to think about? And
well, like, here's the thing. I love our community. They're gonna start throwing out a bunch of stuff and stuff of it, and already maybe things that we have thought of, and I don't want them to think that we're stealing their ideas.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Love community. Love y'all. Very creative.
Right.
Very
Except
creative
for the Patreons. We've already established that the people on there. We're gonna treat like dirt, and we're gonna
no, we're not.
We're gonna treat them like dirt.
Quit saying we. You're dirt.
We love you. You're dirt.
Because I don't know. I think I would love for Greg to be back, but I do want Joey to be full time on this one as well because Joey has a really great mind for this.
We need Joe. She's required. So yeah, it'll be a
Okay.
5-person KF podcast as soon as we can make that happen.
We can do it
I
next
do
week.
have a backup topic though. That
Give
I
it
would like to
shoot for the backup
talk
topic.
Shoot for the
We're in
hit.
Well,
back nine
I
now.
mean, it's just I want to catch up with you, Nick, on
Yeah.
the comedy career
Oh.
because I feel like it's been years since you first started the stand-up comedy
Mhm.
stuff, and then I feel like in recent times, every week we do our production meeting to catch up on the next week, what we got to look forward to, what we got to keep in mind, who's out, who's in, all this stuff. And Nick puts his like comedy shows on the calendar as well, just so everyone knows they're invited, and that he's doing them and all that stuff.
Right.
And I swear to God, in the last like 6 months, it went from like one thing every couple of weeks to like
Mhm.
4 things a week every single week, and they seem
Yeah.
to be much bigger deals than ever before.
Yeah, I've been I mean, I never really stopped doing comedy, even during the pandemic when we were able to go do some outdoor shows, which actually was super cool and super awesome for both the venues and the comics alike. I would go out to those as well, and then recently I've just been really making a concerted effort to go to get out there and get my show my face out there and try to network more with producers and get spots, and it's been working. And then the other week, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I posted this on Instagram. Out of the blue, one of the bookers that books the Punchline Showcase, I walked in. He goes, "Hey, you've been coming for a while. Like, do you want to go up tonight?" And I was like, and I'm Andy. I was like, "I'm gonna play this cool. I'm gonna play this cool."
Fuck no.
I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. No, fuck you. No, no. I was like, yeah, dude, I'll go up. And he goes, "Oh, okay, cool. Do you mind going up first, like right after the host?" And that usually is like a hot spot for most comics because they don't. There's like there's the preconceived notion that the room's not warm yet, and that it might be a little bit more of an uphill battle. But I'm like, I'm gonna play it. I was like, yeah, of course I don't care. I'm not going first. And he was like, cool. He's like, because sometimes people don't like going first. And I was like, I'm like, I love going first to the point where I started doubling down on it. And I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna think I always want to go first now, and I'm always gonna have to go first every time I go up. I was like, first,
you guys, can you imagine Nick in this situation here? Because I
Just a
hear
people
everything.
pleaser.
I'm not gonna say that I said that going first is my middle name, but the thought occurred to me. The thought occurred to me. So I went up. The host did a
Who's
great
on first?
job.
Me. That's
Anyway. So I got another opportunity to go up a Punch a couple weeks ago, and I had a markedly better set than I have ever had on that stage, which is great. And I think largely just because I've been putting in time. And prior to that, I had 2 shows that weekend, so going in a little bit warm was nice, and I've been really working on my material. And so after that, a bunch of comics were very kind and reached out and said that I did pretty well and that they wanted me on their show. So I booked a few more shows there. So in the next month, I think I have like 2 or 3 shows every week kind of going forward. Well, that was this month. So next month I have a few shows. Yeah, they're starting to book up. After that set, the booker for Cobb's reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to do the showcase?" Which is tomorrow, I believe. Although I said yes and then never got a reply, and now I'm too scared to actually email him back and ask him to confirm. So I'm just gonna go to Cobb's tomorrow and hope to God I'm on the lineup.
Hey, I'm first guy.
Yeah, and usually, so I mean, you'll know because you walk up into the green room and you'll see the lineup with your name by it. And if my name's not there, I will just be like, "What's up, guys? Just came here to support you guys. Like, wish you guys some luck. Have good sets." Then I will walk out. I will cry.
Why wouldn't you just hit him up? Be like, "Oh, hey, just wanted to check in on this."
You know what, Kevin? It's an anxiety thing, and I'm like,
No,
I'm like, it'll be fine. And then and then it's too far gone. Now it's like it's tomorrow. I can't hit him up and be like, "Am I on the show?" Because it's tomorrow. That needed to happen last Monday, Friday.
No, what you got to do is you got to not reply with that question. You reply with something kind of related to it. Like, hey, since I'm going up tomorrow, do I or should I bring blah blah blah? Should I be aware of this?
Do I need to go first?
Can I get a +1 for tomorrow? Or like
right, comps. So that's
just
I
to kind of
thought about doing comps, that thing. But then I was like, here's the thing.
just kind of poke it,
Tim,
poke
this
his
is
brain.
gonna sound crazy to you because you're always used to me being this happy-go-lucky, like just go with the flow kind of
Snippety
guy,
snap,
right?
exactly.
You've never known me to obsess about like anything possible. Part of me is just like, dude, he asked you if you want to be on the show. You said yes. You're on the show. Why bother? Why are you getting in your head about this stuff? Just show up. You're going to be on the show. And chances are I'll be on the show. So if you're listening to this and you're in the San Francisco area, head over to Cobb's Comedy Club tomorrow. I believe the show starts at 8. It's the showcase. It's the actually official Like this is the first time I've actually been booked by the club to do a show, which is cool. And hopefully it's a nice little first step, and 50-50 shot of you seeing me there.
Now, Nick, see, I love this, and everything you're saying right now just gave me an idea. You know me, I'm always thinking marketing
Scheming,
blitz,
yeah.
splits marketing, all of that stuff. And this idea, comedy gimmicks, not necessarily the best thing, right? Like that's the combo where you're like, you walk into a place, you see someone with a guitar, and you're just like, oh no. You walk into a place, you see someone with an accordion, you're like, this is gonna be
cool. Could be cool.
I don't know, right? But usually it's
cool.
like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. But I like the idea of what if you just owned it? You're the opener, Nick Scarpino. The opener.
Well, technically, yeah, I love it. And
then you just tell people, hey man, like I'll warm up the audience. Like that's my job. I'm good at it. And then next thing you know, you're being booked across the lands far and wide as Nick, the opener Scarpino.
Technically, the opener would, in most shows, would be the host, and I host a lot. I'm actually, and it's kind of a separate skill set, but I actually really enjoy hosting because it's a little bit different. You go up, you deliver your material, but you're also kind of in charge of making sure the energy in the room stays where you need it to stay. And if it's not, you have to get it there. And that's a specific skill that I think actually I didn't really even realize was a skill until people started booking me because they're like, oh, you're pretty good at this. And I'm like, it's weird. I don't know why I would be good at just shooting the shit with a group of people off the top of my head.
And making fun of people that you barely know as they walk onto stage. Jokes aside, Nick, like when you host a show, I think it is markedly better than most of the other people I've seen host shows. And I think it's just because you do have that skill set of like entertaining with segues and like just kind of like bringing the energy up.
Yeah, it's just energy. It's just about trying to keep a fun vibe going. For a second, I thought you were talking about this show, and I was like, I agree. I am a better host than Greg. But yeah, the good thing about this is I started feeling really kind of good about my comedy lately, which is great. So hopefully I don't bomb tomorrow. Because it's sort of the tipping point of the process for getting noticed by Punchline, basically, in Live Nation, but Punchline and Cobb's, and hopefully eventually that leading to an actual official audition, which would make me pass as a paid regular there. So hopefully in the next year or two, that is something that I can look forward to. And if not, it's just been really fun getting booked on other people's shows and networking more and getting to know the community a little bit more. Because we do have a cool group of comics up here that are very talented, and other comics come to the scene, and we get to see them too. So it's pretty cool.
You raking it in or what, Nick? You getting that Lambo soon? What's going on?
Oh yeah. Well, the other day I spent, let's see, I think I made $10 in tips from Venmo, but I bought 2 teas from the Japanese restaurant on the corner for $4.50 a piece. So I made $1 on that show, which was pretty dope. But I did drive to that show, and gas is like $800 a gallon, so I think I'm in the hole. Yeah, unfortunately. But Andy, it's we're pie in the sky thinking. Don't think that Tim's not starting to seed those seeds out right now for when I'm ready for my hour Netflix special 74 years from now. We're gonna get that done.
Nick, let me ask you a question. All jokes aside about that stuff.
Yeah,
I've said jokes aside like 15 times in this topic, but where are you at right now material wise? Because I've heard the same jokes from you a lot in different times, iterations and all that stuff. I've heard some new things from you recently, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, we're getting out there. Do you have a 15-minute? Do you have a 20?
I'm working on 15, and on April 13th I got to go out to Oakland. I'll be at the Continental over in Oakland, and my buddy booked me to do a feature act. He was like, can you feature? I was like, yeah, absolutely. He goes, can you do 20? And I went, 20. And he goes, how about 15? I'm like, that sounds like a great number that I'm confident that I could do. So I'm working on a 15 right now. But what you have to have for your audition is you have to be able to host a showcase. And for instance, my friend Tim is hosting tomorrow, and I believe it's his audition. So if you go and you hear or if you've heard this and you go, please laugh hard at him, because he has to be able to do 15 minutes up top. And that's a very difficult number to do at the very beginning of a show as a host. So that's what my goal is right now. And I like to have those little the metrics to, like the punchline sets are generally 7 to 8 minutes long. So I have a pretty solid 7 minutes, but now I'm working on that solid 15. And every once in a while you'll hear a comment like, I got 30. And I'm like, oof, that just sounds like a lot of time for me to do crowd work. If I had to do 30 minutes right now, it would be a solid 7 minutes at crowd work, or not crowd work, a material, and 23 minutes of crowd work. That's what it would be. But yeah. But that's the goal for this year, is to get that 15, and then hopefully eventually get into the process of getting the audition.
How
Joey
conscious?
Noel,
Yes.
you are doing a stand-up set. You
Oh,
have to
my
do it. You have
my
to do it
biggest nightmare.
tomorrow. What in your brain right now? What is the first thing that comes to mind of like, all right, I'm going to start with this? Like, what is the topic of your jokes?
Ah,
I love this.
I hate this so much because I don't say no to Tim very often. And the one time, other than him asking me to take packages to the mailroom,
Right.
but Tim asked me asked me if I wanted to go up when you guys did sets for Waiting for the Punchline, and I was like, absolutely not, without a doubt. I have no idea where to even start with something like this because I don't feel like comedy is my strong suit. And it would just have to be like weird observational stuff, but like I just don't even, my brain doesn't think like that. So I would have no idea. I would have to watch a billion people's like stand-up sets to know even like what they look like, to have like a frame of reference of what to do, because it's not like I don't go to Nick's comedy
like
shows
an
that
alien
often.
studying humans.
100%. I get, because when I lived in Orange County, we used to go to Irvine Improv like fairly
I loved
often.
Irvine Improv.
It was just fun and stuff like that.
They moved it, by the way. They moved it like right down the street, and it's even bigger.
It's not at the Spectrum anymore?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking the Bray Improv. My bad.
Oh,
No,
okay.
the Irvine Improv is still there at the Spectrum.
But I stopped going because I get so anxious being in the crowd when comedians do crowd work, and I hate it because I'm always like, I don't want to participate in this. So I feel like I would absolutely not do any crowd work because that is the most stressful part about going to comedy shows for me. So I would then just have to figure out what to write, but because I'm also a procrastinator, I probably wouldn't start writing until like 3:00 in the morning.
Oh,
and then
what
it
a
would
nightmare.
be
That sounds like a
not
nightmare.
great. Yeah,
like an
it is
actual nightmare. Like that I
100%.
have, where it's like, Andy, the big plays tomorrow. Did you memorize your lines? Fuck, I forgot. I didn't study anything. Like that's like the typical nightmare I always have.
I hate that.
But then I would be stressed out because the only things I would have in my brain are the things that I had just watched in other people's stand-up sets. And then I'd be like, did I just plagiarize everything I wrote based on everybody else's, all the things that I just watched?
It happens sometimes. You'll hear a joke, and like 6 months later, you'll be like, God, you'll think it and be like, that was a funny joke. I should write that down and do it. And you're like, wait a minute. If it's that funny, I couldn't possibly have written it. I just wanted to interject and say, last night I had a dream that a very old woman was feeding me mini slices of pizza. And when I say mini slices of pizza, I mean even the pepperoni was like really, really small in this pizza, Tim. Joey, what I'll say about it is this.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Huh.
Yeah, what I'll say is I feel like you have a gold mine in where you work. Being you and working around all these idiot men that talk about how they like how their pee smells.
All right,
it smells
let's
like
put this
McDonald's.
on me. All right, the fucking only one brave enough to come out with the goddamn truth.
Yeah, because like when we talk about the whole company, like Nick will use a funny voice sometimes. Sometimes Andy might rechew a gum that has been sitting on his desk for like 2 minutes. Big deal. And Tim loves the way his piss smells. Like we all have sort of different things about us, you know.
It's our things, you know.
Yeah.
Like X-Men have their mutant powers.
Yeah.
I like
Tim loves the color blue. He loves the way his piss smells.
I mean, listen, Tim, that's just a sign that you love yourself, and that's good. You've accepted yourself in all facets. But Joey, I think the difference is this: you have zero desire to do stand-up, and when you start getting the bug for it, and you want to get on stage, then you start observing life differently, and things start popping for you of like, oh, that's a funny thing that someone said, or that's an interesting situation that maybe I could tell people about, and you really never know like what's gonna get a laugh. Like I've written stuff that I'm like, this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever written, and I'll go up on stage and try it 3 or 4 times, different mics, nothing, and then randomly the other day, I got a big laugh because I was like, every time I post on social media, I lose followers. And that line, for whatever reason, people just really started laughing at me. I don't think it was with me. I think it was at me.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's something that that's a real thing too. How many times have you guys heard me complain about Instagram? Where like every time I fucking post, it reminds people that I'm on Instagram. They're like, I'm going to unfollow this guy.
God damn, I haven't unfollowed him yet.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But that's usually where a lot of people get stuff from. But what are you going to do? Yeah, so that's my comedy career in a nutshell right now, Tim. As to when I'll go on my national tour, I do want to shout out whoever in the chat, sorry you scrolled by, but said, Nick, when he goes on tour, he won't have an opener, he'll have a closer. That is a very, very
It's
astute.
Cameron Kennedy.
That was
And
Cameron Kennedy. Good
that
job,
was
Cam.
a fantastic comment I saw from him.
That was it.
Cameron Kennedy
Banger
also says in the chat, one time I was really high and had an idea for a whole stand-up bit that I wrote down, and the next day it just said bees.
Oh, I got a lot of those. I got a lot of those. One of my favorite things that I've ever done is, I think it was, it was either on, I was on one of the podcasts. We had James and Elise on, and it's either beforehand or during. We went through all of our notes because they still write stand-up stuff every once in a while on the rare chance that we'll do another one of those cool comedy nights like we used to do at RTX. And so, but everyone has those random one-word things, and Elise's were fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
they
they were
so funny.
Man, if we're talking about just like how funny our community can be, yesterday is like the hardest I've laughed in a long time. When Snowbike Mike is talking about how he's excited for this Achievement Hunter Live thing, and he's excited to meet people, and like, is it a good first impression? Because like I'm kind of sunburned right now. He's like, but I went on, I got sun kissed today, and meanwhile he looks like a goddamn grapefruit. And he kept saying sun kiss, and then I don't know. I don't know who in chat it was, and I'm sure you'll say that it was you in the YouTube comments. So please do, because I want to give you credit for it. But I read it yesterday, and they said Mike's been sun punched. I laughed so fucking hard. Like, I lost it because Mike, like, he was like, yeah, I just look like whatever. Like, Mike, you are red, dude. Like, you are the pinkest of pink right now.
It's funny because I was looking at, he was like smack dab in the middle of my monitor. So when he was talking about that, I was like, actually, he looks pretty tan. And then Andy was like, Nick, just tilt your monitor a little bit.
I was like, Mike, or I was like, Nick, Mike, move Discord to another monitor. You need better color correction.
And I looked over and I swear to God, Mike's face looked like Andy's sweatshirt right now. I was like, that's breaking the camera. The CMOS sensor can't do with that red. I know. But this is what I love about Snowbike Mike is that he was like, I'm going to meet all the Achievement Hunter people and a lot of Rooster. I'm sure there'll be a ton of Rooster people and stuff there. And he's like, I'm meeting all these people for the first time. This is Mike's introduction to that community. I gotta be tan. And I was like, Mike, what's your process for getting tan? And he goes, I go outside, and then every once in a while when no one's around, I take the shirt off and I just do the Michael Jackson, like, that thing. And then I turn around so the sun can hit my back for 5 minutes, and then I put my shirt back on and go back inside.
Wait, stop. Hold on. We need to rewind. I don't know where the joke started and where it ends and where all this stuff. Did Mike seriously say he wants to get tan to meet these people?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He says he just wants like a good look. He wants to make a good first impression because he'd feel like he's been too pale lately, and he wants to look lively,
Yeah.
But he just looks super suntanned, or super sunburned, rather,
I think
that is one of the funniest fucking Mikeisms I have ever heard. And man, every day there's a new one.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this though. This Saturday, April 2nd, Achievement Hunter Live in San Francisco. If you guys are in the area, go check it out. We'll be there, a whole bunch of us. Greg will not, Joey will not, unfortunately. Joey is out at a bachelorette party. And Greg
Gonna get
is doing
real
other
drunk
stuff.
wine tasting.
Hell yeah.
What else, Joe? Like what happens at a bachelorette party?
Well, I spontaneously decided to fly down to LA on Thursday instead of meeting them at the wine tasting location. We're going like near Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
But they were all talking about how they were like going to hang out on Thursday night because Maria's flying in from New York and it's like a whole thing. So it's like, oh, well, now I have FOMO. And because gas prices are expensive, it's like equally as expensive for me to drive 5 hours that is for me to book a $200 flight right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I booked a flight. So we're going wine tasting. We have some dinner things, hot tub. We're doing, I don't know how much of this is a surprise actually. So maybe I won't. There's activities. Then we're doing a little bit of more wine tasting
Laser
on
tag
Sunday.
Or paintball?
Close, but not quite.
Rock climbing?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
More indoor versions of those.
What's
but
up,
kind
Kev?
of the thing.
I once threw a bachelor party.
Bachelorette.
Oh yeah,
Bachelorette.
I couldn't
I'm
go.
sorry, bachelorette party.
Couldn't go. I had a wedding to go to.
No, I meant a bachelorette party. That's what I meant. Sorry, I misspoke.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
for my friend because I was her man of honor.
What? I remember that. I remember that actually.
Yeah.
What is there any other beverage that has, like, aside from beer, where you have like a tasting for it? It's a weird concept. I feel like
wine
You mean
tasting.
like a
I feel like
flight?
the wine community really
You
gets
could
by
do
and kind
bourbon
of
and-
profits
Yeah,
off of
tastings.
like this tasting sort of
Coffee.
thing. Where like,
well, it's I think
is there a
it's-
coffee
They do-
tasting?
They
Yeah,
do
you can do a
beer
little coffee
flights, which is
tasting.
like the same thing as wine tasting.
No, but like, you don't travel to fucking a place to go get coffee tastings. Like,
But
you go to
people do-
Napa
people-
for a wine tasting.
People go to beer
Yeah.
places.
People
and
go
that's
to
why-
like
and that's why I said
Kentucky for
alcohol.
like
Oh.
bourbon for distillery tours
Yeah,
and stuff
but
like
I mean,
that.
I think it just depends on the area, right? Because the reason why wine tasting is so prevalent here is because we have Napa Valley and the Russian River, and we have all these areas where there's like per capita like 400 wineries per square foot of all those places, and it's very much the culture. What's weird to me is I love going to Napa. I don't drink wine, so every time I go up there, the number one question is, "Hey, how was the wine tasting?" I'm like, couldn't tell you. I
Yeah.
go to Starbucks 3 times a
Didn't
day,
taste it.
and I just hang out and I read books, and that's it.
Do you like slosh it in the mouth at least?
The Starbucks?
Yeah, no, the wine.
Oh, no, I don't drink wine. I don't.
No,
I
but
don't-
like you don't have to drink it. You just put it in your mouth.
Oh, you mean like?
Nah, he doesn't-
No, I always thought that was funny. But the first time I ever did a wine tasting like that, I used to work at a restaurant called Bertolini's in the Irvine Spectrum, and they brought the sommelier
Bertolini.
from Bertolini. It was a Vegas run restaurant or corporation that had a bunch of restaurants rather in Vegas, and we were like a sister restaurant. So they sent their sommelier out, and he was like, "We're going to teach you guys about wine." Meanwhile, Joe, this is when I'm like half a pack to a 3/4 of a pack of fucking Camel Lights a day. I
Taste buds are new.
I can't taste a Reese's peanut butter cup if you put this thing in my mouth. You're gonna tell me I gotta taste the nuance between a Riesling and a Chardonnay. Forget about it, man. But they were like, you gotta spit this out, and I'm like, I'm not spitting this out. I got so hammered at like noon on a Sunday
Oh, the worst
that I just had to walk around the Irvine Spectrum until I sobered up.
Dude, wine gives me the worst headaches. Like I feel like absolute shit after a tiny bit of wine. Cause like the reason why I brought it up is like I want to go to like a Gatorade tasting where maybe there's flavors they haven't unveiled yet. Maybe there's stuff that never made it to market. Maybe Mountain Dew. You go to the old mountain up in Colorado.
Dew.
There's a gnat
Well,
around my face.
See, Andy, the thing is, I think this probably exists. We just need to find out where the Gatorade factory is because
Yeah,
Nick
we
and
can go.
I infamously went to the Coca-Cola factory
Famous.
So did I in
Oh, which
Georgia.
is so
in,
fun.
in
In
Atlanta.
Vegas?
Yeah, I did
And,
the Atlanta one with Coke. Yeah.
And you go through and you get to taste all the Cokes around the world. So it's like this is a concept that exists. I just don't know where they do the do though.
Mountain Dew seems like such a cooler place because of all the variety of flavors, and I feel like it would be really cool. Just visual theme, visual presentation. Is it a real mountain? Is it a fake mountain? Don't know.
Right.
Because you take
Is
you
it
go
like Mount
there,
Rushmore?
shaft, you
I
know.
imagine it looks kind of like the aggro crag from Guts.
Damn. Okay, that's a good
That's
pull.
sick.
Andy, I feel like if you go to Mountain Dew's a Pepsi product, right?
Right.
hmm
I feel like so if you go to where's Pepsi headquartered? Because that was the whole point of Atlanta, right? Was they
Hell.
had the Coke headquarters in Atlanta.
To it.
Damn, good. That was a good pull.
It
Maybe we'll
was
take a
bad.
trip
You
out
guys
to
better
Pepsi.
You guys better shut the fuck up, or else I'm not gonna get these free Pepsi products. Which, by the way, the maple syrup one not good.
I was like, how was that? How was that maple syrup?
What does it taste like? Does
It
it taste
tasted like
maple syrup?
carbonated syrup.
Oh fuck! Isn't that kind of what normal Coke tastes like anyway? Isn't it just kind of like carbonated syrupy caramel?
No,
What
but
is
I'm
the
talking
flavor of
like
Coke.
I'm
Pepsi?
talking like
It's a secret.
when I say syrup, I don't mean like, when you go to a McDonald's, it's like, ooh, this soda's kind of like, it taste weird?
Syrupy,
It's like,
yeah,
oh, they
yeah,
didn't put
yeah.
enough of the syrup in
You
it.
mean maple syrup?
I mean like maple
like you
syrup.
put on pancakes.
Yeah, like it tasted like carbonated Aunt Jemima. And it was
does
a
sound
it was
good,
a
though.
weird taste. And also my Twitch chat kind of gave me some shit because I didn't drink it chilled. It wasn't cold.
Yeah,
that is
like a bad idea. Why would you
disgusting.
No,
do
Yeah.
hear me
that?
out. Hear me out. It's really cold in my room all the time. Like I rarely ever have Cokes in the fridge because of how cold it is generally in my room,
Andy, hold
especially
on.
during the wintertime. So I leave
Andy,
the
I'm with
sodas.
Andy. This is anytime I'm drinking a Diet Coke, it's never been in the fridge.
I leave the sodas like in the
Savage.
hallway sometimes, and they get down to like 58 degrees in there.
Savages.
No.
And
Andy,
I open them up, and it is crisp. It is chilly. Oof.
Andy, I'm gonna ask you to pull out the thermometer I bought for just such occasion and tell me the temperature right now in your
Well,
room.
right now it's not fair because I have the PS5
No,
running all goddamn day.
but that's
I got
ridiculous.
the PC running.
No. Give me the temperature right now, because that's the reality. Is
Oh
it
no,
at
it's a
random-
different time of day. I drink the maple syrup like like at 11 p.m. By that point,
Did you
by
have
that point,
before
the
10.
sun has set and the
Just give me the
climate has
thermometer.
changed
Just
completely.
give me the
Because right now,
thermometer.
78 degrees.
But
But
that's too hot. That's
at
really
night,
too
it's
no
like
it's
63, 62.
80 degrees
call
almost
you
in your
tonight.
room.
Yeah, because this
That's
fucking
wild.
house sucks, dude. It retains everything. You Nick, if you fucking shine like a flashlight, that's enough light heat that's getting produced from that fucking thing. Like if you shine a flashlight on my roof, it's gonna fucking absorb that shit and make it a goddamn different climate in here.
So
Different
that
climate.
Andy's house that was made in 1920s just defies the laws of thermodynamics.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And people,
like-
God, people are so. Kevin, when will it stop? When will the fucking temperature
Never.
bullshit stop in this goddamn community?
Never.
When will enough people listen to KindaFunny to where they go, huh? It's 62 degrees. It's 24 here. I don't give a fuck. I don't have a heater. Are you in your house as it's 24 degrees without a heater? No, because you'd be dead probably. Jesus Christ.
Rally,
Fuck.
Rally in the live chat brings up a really good point, but he still has his hoodie on. LOL. Is what he says. 80 degrees.
Fashion over thanks functions.
Still wearing
Have you
that
not
hoodie.
listened to fucking kind of
Fashion
funny?
over funny. I mean, I
Jesus.
listen.
Hey,
I'm
welcome,
right
by
there
the
with
way.
you guys.
Jesus. Welcome
Come
in,
on.
first time Patreoner. How'd you get this link? Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
the thing about the room temp soda is like everyone has their thoughts in a bunch of different ways. And like I am a fan, as I said earlier in the show, of cold drinks. The coldness of
Me
a
too.
drink
They gotta be
is
freezing cold.
it's so key to me. That is my favorite thing in the world. Joey bringing up the Coke, room temp Coke. I don't have beef with room temp Coke. I would always want it colder. I always would want ice. I always want that stuff. But like, I'm okay with that. But Pepsi, one of my biggest issues with Pepsi is how, unless it is freezing cold,
Ice cold. It better be ice cold. So cold I
It
can't
is.
taste
it starts to get dramatically worse quickly. The idea of room temp Pepsi,
Gross.
that is like, I feel my insides curding over.
Well, I would never drink a regular soda nowadays anyway. Like you'd catch me dead before you found a normal non-zero soda in my hand.
But here you are drinking maple syrup Pepsi.
Took a couple sips.
Oof, that was for money, the Benjamins.
I kind of regretted it. No, it wasn't. They just sent me free stuff because I'm on the Mountain Dew list, so they send me all the cool Mountain Dew shit, and they just so happen to send me this. Which, by the way, it is still the coolest presentation. Like, pretend this is the maple syrup soda, chat.
Yeah, but it
that is
people on
really
YouTube
cool.
Like it
Can you
can't
pour it like that?
No, well, yeah,
Okay.
you can actually, but it's
Yeah,
too
if you
dangerous.
opened it.
And
It's too dangerous.
But
What's up, Kevin?
does that actually make a seal? So when
No.
if you crack the can, it'll no. I'm saying if you
I'm
crack
not hearing
the can,
air release.
not like that. I'm saying
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you
just
open
hold the handle,
can
Andy.
and swirl
pour.
the handle around.
Don't hold
it
the can.
won't
Just the
pour
handle.
out of the top of the can and the bottom of that thing.
Yeah, it clipped in. Make a
It
little
clipped
bit of
in,
a seal.
yeah.
That's pretty
I
cool.
don't trust
I'm
it.
trying to hear like a tss, like like a little air.
No, Andy,
release.
that's not what I'm
it's not
talking about,
vacuum.
though.
No. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like I think
It won't
liquid
leak out of
will
that.
leak, Kevin. Like
Okay, all right. Cool.
if I try hard enough. But I think like if it fell on the ground, I think it'd be fine. If
I just found out
quickly-
some shit that like upsets me in a bunch of different ways.
Sure, go
I
for
was
it.
trying to find the headquarters of Pepsi so that we can maybe give Andy exactly what he's looking for with the Dew Tour 2022. But the location of the Pepsi headquarters on the Wikipedia, I'm just going to read you the sentence exactly as it's written here. The PepsiCo headquarters are located in the hamlet of Purchase, New York,
Cool.
in the town and village of Harrison, New York.
Wow.
What the fuck is a
What's a
hamlet?
Hamlet?
I don't know, man. That's weird.
It's a shade play.
Because I remember when we rented our building, I was like, what part of this is? They're like, you're an unincorporated San Mateo or something like that. And I was like, that seems weird. But the
Yeah.
fact that you're bringing in the word Hamlet, I mean, what is this, Shakespearean? I don't
have
understand
anything
what's
against
happening.
the play Hamlet. I don't know why I said that. I'm just pissed off about the temperature thing still. God damn it. People on the internet are annoying, dude. It's negative 17 degrees. Okay, well, you're not fucking watching me on a Twitch stream in a negative 17 degree igloo. You fucking, god
Man.
damn it, dude. You know
What
what I'm
if they
saying,
were and
Kevin?
they were ice fishing
I hope
and
a
they were just
polar bear
talking-
goes and
Andy-
shows you, it gives you a piece of my mind.
Andy,
Oh.
this is part of the thing you're
cold
signing
over
up with the fame. Like you're gonna get people with their opinions. You gotta get used to it. Get thick skin, man.
It's
You
true.
got it.
Or get another
But
hoodie.
can someone look up Hamlet and then read the definition? Because it's upsetting.
Yeah, I
Sure,
got
I'll
you.
read
I
it
got
up.
you right
You
here.
got
Hamlet is
I will also say that Gatorade doesn't do public tours. I'm sorry to report.
Damn.
No Inca Cola for you, Kevin. Ladies
Oh,
and
wait, no,
gentlemen.
it's not. No, I found a new. I can read it. I have it here if you want me.
Go
a
for
small settlement, generally one smaller than a village.
Well, what I'm seeing here, it says a hamlet is a small settlement that has no central place of worship and no meeting point.
Interesting.
And I've heard that before.
Huh.
What's
It just doesn't have a
what's
church.
the opposite of that? I don't.
A
a
thing
church.
that has a
Oh, got
church.
you.
Yeah. And then it's
And
like
no like community center.
a village or something. That's what it was called. Like, right? There's something if a town has a church.
Oh, right. We talked about this one time.
Recently.
Like, is it a town or a village or whatever? It's like,
Yeah.
well,
I
it has
don't
to
know.
have a church to be a this and
Are
that.
these towns
Versus
with
like just
Scarpino?
Anyway, good show, guys.
All right, hey everyone, that's your show for this week. I think we got to the bottom of the Hamlet issue, but let us know if we're wrong in the comments below. Let us know what you think a Hamlet is. For some reason, I think of Hamlet as being a menu
From
item
Toy Story.
on the Denny's menu, and I think it
It's
is,
the ham.
but I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was the Hamlet omelet or a hamburger Hamlet or hamburger
Nick,
helper. I don't
Nick,
know.
if Toy
Moon's
Story
over
5
my
comes
head.
out, they do a sort of like here's Hamlet. It's like Hamlet the pig. Hey, I'm Hamlet, or however his voice is, and it's like
was Kermit.
it's a moons over my hammy kind of like promotional deal. You know?
Oh, that's great. Do you think they're gonna cut a slice off of him and throw
Is
it on
that
the old
John
skillet?
Ratzenberger?
Woody and Buzz, hey!
Well,
yeah,
that was
kinda.
John Ratzenberger with a little bit of maybe Kermit the Frog in
Kermit
there.
the
I don't
Frog
know.
here.
There it
A little
is.
bit, yeah.
There
You know,
we go.
just throw it out there. His name's not Hamlet. It's just Ham.
Short for it's a
Short for
nickname.
Hamlet. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna get the full origin story of Hamlet.
From your mouth,
that's what we're doing here.
from your mouth to God's ears. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Kind of Funny podcast for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below which topic you thought was the worst and which one we thought was the best, and we'll make sure to do both because we're probably not gonna read those guys. And if you're a Patreon member, of course, if you want to be a Patreon member, go over to patreon.com/kindoffunny, back us at the $1 and above tier, and you get access to all sorts of cool things like our post show, which is going to happen right now.
Thanks for listening.
That's terrible.